Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Hugo Quintanilla here with another live. As always, I appreciate you all tuning in. And this is your live 15 to 20 minutes a day to help you and those around you learn a little bit more about real estate and how it can impact you every day. As always, we are going to be on multiple platforms, so feel free and check out our Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch.com, on LinkedIn, and on X. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them on your platform of choice. I am actually looking at Instagram chat right now. So if you want to be part of the conversation immediately, then definitely go ahead and do that and log into Instagram at Hugo, the number 4, Long and Foster. But today we are going to be getting started with the lesson that talks about, as promised, investing. So today we are going to be covering, boom, unlocking real estate success, 10 essential tips for Maryland millennial investors. It is really easy to get started into real estate. So today we're going to be talking about a few quick tips that you can get under your belt so that you can start in the beautiful world of investing. It really can be quite lucrative. So take your time, get familiarized, and spend some time here with me. Number one, understand the local market. Familiarize yourself with Maryland's real estate market trends, property values, and potential growth areas. Getting used to the local market is step number one in any investment. Don't invest in anything that you don't know or understand. And that goes for real estate as well. So make sure that you're taking the time to learn about real estate, learn about what are the pros and cons of one area versus the other area, and where area would best benefit you. One, for your budget; two, for your investment involvement; and three, for your returns. Number two, financial planning. Evaluate your financial readiness for real estate investment. Create a budget, save for a down payment, and consider your credit score. Now, a lot of investors are going to probably have some savings on the side, some investment fund. After much work or flipping, but if you don't, then you could finance, at which point, you could always get these loans and, use the bank's money to work out these deals and then go from there. You could always do private lending. But at the end of the day, you have to know what money you have to play with. Also, what money you will be bringing in, and get to know your numbers. Become very familiar with how much money it's going to take for you to operate and do business, because the best investments start with a plan from the start. Number three, explore financial options. Research various financial options, including mortgage, loans, government backed programs, and to find the all in an attempt to find the best fit for your investment goals. Sometimes the best investment might not be real estate. It could be a REIT. It could be a mutual fund. It could be a stock. Could be better than actually going into the real estate world. But talking to a financier, talking to a mortgage broker, looking at the programs that are available on the market, and doing the math on what works for your timelines and what you want in the future are the surefire way to just make sure that you're not committing yourself to something, one, that you're not going to see through, and two, that you're actually going to see some returns that you might actually seem or feel are favorable enough for your time. Really, that's the only thing you can't get back in your equation. Money can be made, but time is the one thing that is wasted regardless of what you choose. Number four, identify investment goals. Define your investment objectives, whether it's rental income, property appreciation, or long term wealth building, to guide your decision. If you're going to be renting a short term, like an Airbnb situation, then make sure it's in a good area. If you're looking for property appreciation, make sure it's in an up and coming area. And if you're looking for long term wealth, make sure it's in a well established area. These are all things that are just top of mind. Over time, you can find sections sections of certain towns that will change, and some will be better and some will be worse. But more than anything, if you can establish what your goal is, what your investment involvement will be, and how much you are looking to make on this property, then that can kind of guide more or less what your strategy should be. I always believe that rentals are by far better than anything else than flipping. But for some people, the shorter term flip might be easier. They just like the hustle and bustle. They like the sale, and they like the move. So from there, it can sometimes become a little bit more of a question of what is your preference in doing business, and how committed are you to the business, because this isn't for everybody. It's not easy work, but it can be very lucrative work. Number five, location matters. Choose location carefully. Consider factors like neighborhood safety, proximity to amenities, and potential for future development. Again, like I talked about earlier, location does matter. So make sure you're understanding the local markets and which locations are the most desirable. Sometimes a location could be a favorable flip versus a long term investment. So think about that as well. And those are all things that you can work out with a realtor to help you establish and figure out. Number six, start small. Begin with manageable investments. Start with a small property, allowing you to gain experience and minimize risk as you learn the ropes. Now, again, with a smaller property does not mean that you're going to have less of a headache. It could be just as bad. But the theory is that with a smaller, more meager beginning, you could actually learn a lot of the ins and outs of what you can do, what you can't do, and kind of warm yourself up. Every rental will be different. Every tenant will be different. Every community will be different. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence and just learning over time and giving yourself patience and grace to learn this stuff, because it's very easy to make a whole bunch of mistakes, and to do it right takes time and experience and wisdom. So, if you're not going to pay a company to do this, then make sure that you are doing your due diligence to know exactly what you need to do to succeed in this business. Number seven, research property types. Explore different types of properties, such as single family homes, condos, or multifamily units. Each type has its own pros and cons. When it comes to single family homes, they could be very lucrative. When it comes to condos, they could be very economical. And when it comes to multifamily homes, it could be one of the easiest ways to build wealth. I just signed up for the district investment group, and that is just a group of investors that believe in buying and selling multifamily units. It really, if you're going to involve yourself in real estate, they believe that doing that is the best way to do it. I personally like single family homes, but to each their own. At the end of the day, as long as you're making your money work for you, there can really be no one mad at you. Really, the people that are probably mad at you are the people that aren't in the game. So to each their own. Number eight, network in the industry. Build a network with real estate professionals, fellow investors, and local experts. Their insights can be invaluable for many informed decisions. And actually, speaking of that group, meetups and investment groups are a very commonplace thing in Maryland. So joining one of those groups can get you linked in with the right people. Now, make sure you're very aware and cautious. Don't, go off and give money to any Tom, Dick, and Harry that, shows up and says, hey, here's a free bar token and, work with me. But at the end of the day, there can be tons of opportunity there. And there are tons of young investors that know the ropes, that don't want to be part of a brokerage or are the brokerage themselves, and are doing just as many deals as their larger counterparts. It's just to each their own. So do your due diligence. Make sure you're working with trained professionals, and make sure that you're working with people that you trust and know. And more than anything else, make sure that it's in writing. Maryland is in writing. The whole state, it operates in writing. So it doesn't matter what I said to you, it doesn't matter hearsay, she said, it needs to be in writing. And that's point blank period, where it starts and where it ends. Number nine, stay informed on regulations. Be aware of local regulations, zoning laws, and tax implications related to real estate investments in Maryland. We have changing legislation all the time when it comes to certain aspects of our neighborhoods. When it comes to certain, organizations like Airbnb, those can change. When it comes to zoning laws on what can be residential and what can be commercial, those can change. And definitely tax implications can change. We just had that problem last year with tax increases that were going to be astronomical. And even so, we fought it, and well, the NARNG car fought it, and it was reduced, but it was still an increase that was very much felt by a lot of our residents in the area. And stuff like that can really impact whether or not people stay in an area, continue to stay in an area, buy in an area, or leave in an area. So, make sure you're keeping an eye on those things, because that is something that you really have to deal with as long as you own the property. And lastly, for tonight, we are going to be talking about number 10, that's embrace technology. Leverage technology for property research, online listings, and investment tools. Stay updated on real estate tech trends for competitive edge. And what I mean by that is like looking at a lot of the tools that maybe inspectors use and a few other industry professionals use. For example, inspectors have things that they can look through the walls. They can see tubing, they can see heat maps, they can see if there's been any, sort of leak or damage. There's tons of tools now. And we're actually even personally looking at Vision Pro, and how the Vision Pro unit can be used to kind of look at different aspects of a home, how to help build a home, how to design your home, all in virtual reality before. Before you even construct it. So you could actually be hanging out in a hangar somewhere in an airport, designing your home through the Vision Pro goggles. And it's really the dawn of a brand new era when it comes to technology. So do not be afraid. Take your time, learn about technology, learn about the potential of technology and how you can leverage it and use it. Don't be afraid to look at a virtual tour. Don't be afraid to take that virtual showing with that agent. That's what they're there for. COVID helped to open up that pathway for a lot of people during lockdown from work from home and virtual showings. And now we have these tools. So make sure that you use them. Again, ladies and gentlemen, today was Unlocking Real Estate Success, 10 Essential Tips for Maryland Millennial Investors. I am Hugo Quintanilla, a licensed realtor in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. Today, it's all about investing. Next week, we're going to be talking again about buying. So if you want to tune in next Friday, we'll cover that. And for those that are tuning in right now, we will recap what the top 10 tips for millennial investors in Maryland are. Number one, understand the local market. Number two, financial planning. Number three, explore financial options. Number four, identify investment goals. Number five, location matters. Number six, start small. Number seven, research property types. Number eight, network in the industry. Number nine, stay informed on regulations. And number 10, embrace technology. Guys, remember, always consult with a real estate professional, financial advisors, or legal experts to make sure that your investment journey is a well informed one and easy one. It really, I know it can get expensive hiring all these people, but that's why we're here. We're here to work for you to make sure that the goal and the vision stays intact and we can get to the finish line. So make sure you're working with good people. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, we need some recommendations, feel free and let me know. It is always a pleasure to have you guys tune in and watch live. And I will catch you all tomorrow for another live. Tomorrow's Saturday. There are going to be some open houses. So I want to talk to you guys about what you should go out and look for at an open house and how that kind of works. So I will talk to you about that tomorrow, so that on Sunday, which is kind of the best day to go out to open houses, you can kind of go out and enjoy yourself and put to use some of that stuff that you learn with me tomorrow. Okay. So take care. Have a great evening. I will catch you all tomorrow. Have fun. Be safe. And thank you for watching.